Alright, so I just wanted to go over real quick sort of how I put these bouquets together. So this is a bouquet holder, and I have one flower in here right now, but this is a bouquet holder. I got this from Michael's online store. You can get them off of Amazon, Etsy, eBay. A Floral has a couple. It just kind of, there's a lot of places you can get them, so they're not like a rare item. But actually, this one's too long. I have to take it off anyways. So they'll pretty much just come, like this. You can see where I put the flower in there, but you can reuse these to an extent. Like, you can take them back out, you can take flowers back out and put them back in to an extent. The foam will kind of degrade after a while, so you don't want to be doing that all the time, but you can definitely make a couple mistakes, especially using this as dry floral foam, which I found out is very different than wet floral foam. So if you're doing silk flowers or satin roses or whatever, you want to use the dry, because I think it holds up a little bit better. So just kind of a couple tips on that. I find it's best to sort of start at the bottom of your holder and work your way up to the top, rather than trying to start at the top and then work your way down. It just seems to go better from the bottom up. The other thing is, you're definitely going to want to clip your stems short, so that they sit in your holder and not, don't stick through it or stick out awkwardly. So you can see, so I clipped this one. This is pretty short. This is the one that's going to go right in the bottom. I'm going to kind of put it next to where I already have this hole. But yeah, all you do really is just throw in, and it's kind of up to you to decide, on your coloring, on your pattern, where how you want each flower to sit, what colors you need, all of that. That's really up to you. I can't really tell you put them in this order, but I can give you a couple tips also on decorating these. What I found worked really well for the center, so you can see in my finished one, I have these little rhinestones. I find those work really well. You could use beads or sequins or whatever. What I used for that was, this is just a roll, it's really unrolled, but this is just kind of a spool of rhinestones. I bought it for an entirely different reason, but it's just what I'm using it for right now. And the best way, what I found really works, is just these cut apart really nicely. So you can just kind of clip them off with your handy dandy wire cutters. Then you can lose them on the floor forever. So I will never get that back. Let's try it again. Kind of cup your hand around it so you don't lose it. Okay, there we go. So now we have one. All right, got it. So for the middle, if you're going to decorate the middles of your flowers, I just use hot glue and rhinestones, and it's pretty easy. Just drop a little bit of glue. And this is where you really don't want to go crazy with the glue. You just want to nice and gentle kind of set that in there. And you can, if you're really nitpicky about it, if you're really finicky, you can use tweezers and kind of get it to the right place. But I'm not, and I like to be like, oh, it won't bother me at all if it's off center, but it really does. So I'm just gonna kind of use a little old piece of stem and steer it around, but again, well, it doesn't matter too much. So there we go. So now we have a little rhinestone in the middle there. You can, again, use beads or flowers. You can leave them open, whatever you want. It's really, this part is really creative. I sort of wasn't going to do a tutorial, but I'd already started making plans to do one. There we go. So I have that turned out a little bit more to the center now. And then as far as brooches go, I bought these ones that I have. These are just some of them. I've got a whole bunch more, but they're like this. I bought these off of Amazon. Again, I think you can find them on eBay. I know Etsy sells them, just all sorts of different places, but it doesn't really matter. You can buy them pretty much anywhere. I bought a couple different sizes. I bought these kind of bigger ones, and then I did buy a pack of these kind of small ones. So you can get away. There's sort of the comparison. It's not a great comparison, but you can get away really without the bigger ones, but I find it is really, really handy to have these little ones. To show you on this bouquet, like this is one of these kind of little ones. There's one. And these work really, really well for kind of covering up these like awkward gaps that you'll get, because you can't fit another flower in there, but you can't really make the flowers squeeze any other way. So I find these little brooches are really good for that. You can really sneak them in there. The way that I get them in there is the same for both sizes. So I'll just show you on a bigger one. The backs of these are a pin. You can kind of see right there. So all I do is open it up. I'll take a stem piece. And basically all I'll do is I'll feed it through kind of where that's open until it hits, you know, the end there, like that, and then just I'll fold it just up so that it's, you know, now we have this, and this kind of creates like a little, you know, a good sort of surface for that to rest on, just kind of secure it. And then all I do is take my hot glue and just kind of fill in this whole pin back area. You do need a little bit more glue than you think to get these stems really stay in, but you also don't want to over glue it and have it sort of ooze back through like the top, because that won't actually look that great. So it's sort of a little balance, but you can kind of go a little bit more than you think. And you just want that to sit in there. I'll usually I come back and I do like one more layer over the top, just to really make sure that stem's not going anywhere. And then let it sit for a little bit. And then the pin, oops, so we're gonna let that sit a little longer so that it really gets in there. And then the pin portion here, you can either fold that down and pin it back, or what I did, honestly, I just took my wire cutters that I love so much. I just took my wire cutters. Oh no, this one's really being stubborn. It will get there. You just, again, you kind of have to, you kind of just have to let them sit for a minute. It's, you know, eventually it will get there. Okay, there we go. So that's, there you see, we're secure now. So with the pin part, you can either try to fold it back and pin it, or you can do what I do and just take your wire cutters and just sort of really get close there and just nip them off. All right, make sure you do know where that goes though, so that you don't step on it later. So that's that, and then you would just take this, and it's the same thing, wherever you want to put it in your bouquet, you know, cut your stem down and just jab it in there. That's really all I did. That's how I did my bouquets. It's really nothing too complicated, so even the non-crafty people like me can figure it out, and you can turn out your very own beautiful bride or bridesmaids, or, you know, just decorative, honestly, bouquet. All right, so thanks for watching, everyone.